All right, I'm back, and I've got something for you blue shirt fans. This is going to be Pat Dorsey's top secret midge, and I'm not supposed to talk about it, but hey, we're friends, and I'm sure we can keep this secret. This is, well, it seems like a generic midge pattern, and it sort of is, but this is also a pretty specific match for the midge found down at the South Platte at Deckers and Cheeseman. It's a little brown midge, got kind of a white looking rib, and this is the emerger version, so I'm going to twist you up one. This is tied on a Tiemco 2488, and I've got some dark brown 8/0 unithread, and I'm going to start this thread here just behind the hook eye, get it started, and for my rib I'm going to tie in a piece of white unithread in 6/0. I want a little bit bigger size thread here. And what I'll do here is I'm going to tie this in like I would a piece of wire. Just tie it in along my near side and pull it down to length and wrap back over it all the way back down about halfway down the bend. I only like to go about halfway, and I like to keep this fly pretty thin. So once I get there, I'll start back up the hook shank like so. So I've just made a skinny little body. Now what I like to do is sort of roll this thread in my fingers to cord it up a bit so that I get a very distinct rib. And I'll start to wrap that white forward, just nice evenly spaced turns. And I kind of roll it in my fingers so it doesn't flatten out too much. Just evenly spaced turns up to my starting point and tie that off. And I can come in and clip that white thread out. Save that piece, you can tie several flies with it. Then I'm going to come in with a piece of Glamour Madiera. And what Glamour Madiera is a sort of a corded flash that's got some Antron-like fibers. I can't imagine, maybe that's just nylon in there. But this is a craft material. We do sell it at the store. It's fairly commonly available, but it makes a nice little flash wing. Good wing on a Flashback RS2 as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this in and anchor it down with several tight turns, and then I like to cut that front end off. This is a hard material because of the braid. It's a hard material to pull down to length. It tends to want to come apart, and it makes for a messy tie off. So I just tied it in like so, and then cut that extra bit off. Now for the head, I'm going to take some rusty brown or mahogany brown. Mahogany is actually the current color that matches this the best. Superfine dubbing, and I'm going to twist this onto my thread very tightly. And we want a little bit of an oversized head here. So it's going to take a little more dubbing than maybe you're used to. Certainly more than I'm used to. I usually try to tie my midges with a much smaller head, but one of the distinct parts of a top secret is this sort of bulbous thorax. And I'm just going to build that ball and end with bare thread behind the hook eye. And I'll come in and whip finish that brown thread. Trim that thread out, and then I'll pull my Glamour forward and I'll trim it just square across, just about even with the hook eye. So just a short little tuft left on top. I see one little strand of dubbing right there, and that would prevent this from catching any fish at all, so I wanted to get rid of that. But that is Pat Dorsey's top secret midge. Obviously, if you looked closely at this, you could say, what if I tied that in black? Or what if I tied that in olive? Or what if I tied that in a bunch of different colors? And you might end up with a box full of really good little midge emerger patterns that are pretty simple ties. Not a hard fly by any stretch. But that's a good one. That's a good wintertime fly too. Simple little fly. We like those. Pat's got a lot of that kind of stuff. We like Pat too. He's a really cool guy. Known him for a long time. Good friend of mine. You should tie some of these up, or you should buy some so he gets a nickel. Every one of us could use an extra nickel every now and again, so support local. All right, there's Pat Dorsey's top secret midge. Hope you enjoyed that one. I'll come up with something else to do today. We'll see. Hope you guys have a good one. Take care.